Rohingya Association of North America, and the president of Muslim Aid America. He was born and raised in Arakan, Rakhine State in Myanmar, where the Rohingya crisis has been taking place for several decades. Dr. Uddin's organizations are seeking a political solution to the issues faced by the Rohingya ethnic minority in Burma to reclaim their citizenship that guarantees their political and human rights, to foster relations between the Rohingya and fellow ethnic groups of Myanmar, and to advance the Rohingya people through the improvement of socioeconomics as well as cultural and educational infrastructures. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Wakker Uddin.
Thank you very much for the invitation to speak in this unique special event that has been taking place for the past 5-6 years. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good evening. First of all, I have to apologize. As soon as I finish speaking, I have to run to the airport, fly to New York. Tomorrow, this week, as you know, is a UNGA, United Nations General Assembly week. So we have special meetings tomorrow on Rohingya issues. So I have to catch that. My plane will arrive in the morning at 5 o'clock. So please forgive me. If you have a couple of questions, I may have some time, a couple of minutes to answer your question. 15 minutes is not enough for this deep crisis, historic proportion. 15 hours may not be enough, but I'll try my best to put the highlights of this issue in this very brief talk. Today, we passed 1 year. 1 year and 22 days precisely. 1 year and nearly 1 month since the largest exodus of Rohingya people took place began on 25th of August 2017. So 1 year is gone. That was the major outflux of Rohingya in the history of Rohingya in Arakan. Nothing happened in that historic proportion. Over 800,000 people forced out from their homes to safety to another location, another country. Reports say that exodus was the largest in the history because, you know, we have 3 million, 6 million Syrian refugees, but their exodus over broad length of time. This 800,000 took place within 2 weeks. Imagine 800,000 people moving within 2 weeks. That's the largest exodus, the report said. You have seen on the television, read in the news media, and read reports of what took place to these innocent people, men, women, and children. Atrocities, killing, rape, you name it. So since you are quite knowledgeable, I assume, that what took place, I'm not going to cover that. Maybe distinguished speakers, some of these distinguished speakers may touch based on those issues. I have few highlights I want to discuss, I want to present to you in the given amount of time. First of all, what is there on the ground right now? We need to know through reliable sources that accurate, authentic reports coming from the ground, from both sides, from the Myanmar side and from Bangladesh side of the ground. I will highlight 4 different issues, what is on the ground. briefly. First of all, security issues. Confirmed reports indicates that Rohingya people in Arakan, northern Rakhine state, are having security issues. There have been arrests taking place, Myanmar armed forces have been arresting Rohingya men and boys with the charge of this 2017 August 25th attack. But guess what? There were no evidence. So what they did, according to the confirmed reports, since they could not find any evidence, they charged them with 2012 violence. In 2012, there was a violence in northern Rakhine state. They charged against them using that, and they are locked up. And they are continuing to arrest, according to reports, continue to arrest men and boys, young kids. And then this became a major issue, security issue. A lot of people are still living, trying to avoid the situation and trying to find safe places. And many of them crossing back to Bangladesh. They have no other choices. With this, 800,000 plus people living in 2 weeks has created a total breakdown of economic and social infrastructure in northern Rakhine state. Complete breakdown. There's nobody to sell, nobody to buy. People who may have some money cannot buy goods because who is going to sell? Some Buddhist Rakhine are bringing goods from Sittwe and selling them, but it's not enough. Socio-economic infrastructure is completely down, gone. Third thing, I want to really underscore this, NVC, a major complicating factor in solving this issue. NVC is National Verification Card, national verification. Myanmar government has come up with all dirty tricks of the old military regime of NVC. Okay, this NVC they are imposing on Rohingya is a trap. They are telling international community it is a pathway to citizenship. What kind of citizenship? Class 3 in the best case scenario. You have to apply. If you qualify, you'll Nayanta Pyu. Let me repeat. Nayanta Pyu in Burmese. Naturalization. They have the gut to naturalize the very citizen who has been class 1 citizens for generations. Class 1, bona fide citizen. Tayinda in Burmese. Detakan Tayinda. So they want to naturalize them. What kind of logic is that? It's all trap. NVC. Myanmar government has injected NVC in everything now. But you know what verification is? Verification is not new. Last 40 years, 50 years, Myanmar government has done verification every 6 months in villages with Nasaka. They go to each village, they look at the Punzantase, Form 10, they check family members, they take group photos. They have all evidence that these people, for the past 40, 50 years, these people are the residents of these villages. Why do you need to verify them again? From Bangladesh coming. First of all, Rakhine state is a hell. Excuse me from my language. Who from other countries, non-Rohingya, from Bengalis, other countries, who will want to go to Rakhine state pretending they're Rohingya? Is this attractive place for anybody else to go to Rakhine state with Rohingya and repatriation? This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. So this verification is a trap. It is a stumbling block in finding solution. This verification. What they can do? They're simple. Why verification card and NVC card? There has been already an RC, Tungkau show, for many decades. Since after independence. And then government, what they did, for the generations, children and grandchildren of NRC holders, Tungkau show holders, they gave white card, temporary cards. They have all documentation. Why don't you work on those? If you want them to pathway to citizenship, reinstating the citizenship, that's the way to go. There's something already exists, rather than creating new wheel. And you can imagine, you can guess why they want to do that. These things are already in place. We repeatedly asked Myanmar government, honor the NRC, that was given by the government of Myanmar to Rohingya people, like any other, Rakhine, Shan, Kachin, Kayi, they got the same. Man has green color, women has pink color. That is a national registration certificate, NRC. NVC is a complicated factor now. I would like you to study online, see how dangerous, how deceptive this NVC is. They have injected that to the MOU signed by the government with Myanmar, a government signed with Bangladesh. In that MOU, there's no NVC, mention of NVC. That's safe, dignified return, voluntary return, okay, to original homes. Now they said they need to do NVC. So repatriation process really, when it started, it sounded pretty good, to be honest with you. Because it said, these people, the refugees, Rohingya, can go back to their original homes. Safe and dignified. They should be safe, they should be dignified. But it didn't last very long. Now today, after 1 year, where are we at? We're at the same place, same position. How many people have been repatriated with safe and dignified returns? Okay, let's step back for a minute. There have been a lot of talk going on internationally and in Myanmar, repatriation of Rohingya, 800,000 plus. Do not forget, there were previous refugees were about 400,000. So over 1.1, 1.2 million Rohingya refugees now in Bangladesh, combined old ones and new ones. Okay, we are talking about them repatriation. Are we forgetting those 140,000 IDPs inside Rakhine State? These people are also refugees, displaced people in their home state, in their home townships. If repatriation has to be done with honesty, sincerity, we think repatriation of those already in the country should be done first. Repatriation of 140,000 people in camps in Sitwe, Mimbya, Chauto, Pauto, maybe still in some still maybe in Chaupyu and others, Ramre and others. There's several. Why don't you take them first to their own villages? The military, a few years back, they did the some in Chaupyu. We know there have been some protests, but it was okay. So then it can give, if Myanmar government takes such a step, it can give confidence to international community, to Rohingya people that, oh, okay, Myanmar government is serious. They are really doing this. Then these folks, over 1 million in Bangladesh, will want to go back. There's some hope because things have started, process has started inside the country first. So we want to continue to ask Myanmar government, please do the easier one first. You don't have to do verification there. If you're sincere one, there are people from there. So let's do that first. That is what we were asking the government of Myanmar to do that. And now the one from Bangladesh, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Are there homes? Are the infrastructure built? Home built? In villages, there's reconstruction took place. There's nothing there for them to go. Nothing there. You know, United Nations team went. Bangladesh Foreign Minister went. Many diplomats went. Most recently, UK Foreign Minister went. Everybody was saying the one thing. The condition is not there. Where are they going to go? Condition is not conducive. And there's no homes. Nothing was built. So this has to be addressed. Refugees want to go back. Everybody want to go back to their homes. Who want to stay in Bangladesh in the refugee camps? But they want security, they want safety, they want protection, and they want their rights. political rights and human rights. This all can be done. This is not, it can be done because these people, the Rohingya folks, have been there for you know how many centuries. So this is not somebody that they are trying to bring from another country. They are dealing with their own citizens, own people, Rohingya people. Myanmar government, we asked Myanmar government to explain why it is taking so long. They have signed MOU with UNDP and UNHCR. We applauded that. That's a great step. We want international presence. Now it has to be initiated very rapidly because we are running out of time. The recent reports shows that UNDP folks, UNHCR folks have been visiting Rohingya villages. The last couple of days ago they went to one village, so they're talking to people. So there's activity going on, but really reconstruction has not started. So what's our aim here? We were talking all this, demanding Myanmar government to reinstate their citizenship, human rights and other things, right? But what do we want ultimately? What can be the possible solution? We don't want to have a wish list. We want to have a tangible solution, which is doable. Our objective should be, first will be a stabilization of the population. We have, who knows, we don't have a specific data, 300,000, 400,000 people left inside Rakhine State. We need to stabilize those populations. We need to give them protection before we talk about taking back people from Bangladesh. When we do that, we will have to do complete repatriation from Bangladesh. Safe zone, safe zone, safe zone is a very important issue for Rohingya people. What, they want to go back to get killed again or to be driven out again? Their safety has to be addressed. There has to be a mechanism. How do Myanmar government and international community provide security, safety for them? They need to go to original homes. Now, as you know, you may have heard that recent reports. Yesterday I saw that. Myanmar government has designated 44 settlements in northern Rakhine State, mostly Mount or North. But these settlements are not near where these people came from, original homes. These are different places. How they are going to go there and what the settlements are these intern camps or are these individual homes? These are all farmers, agrarian society. Where are they going to do farming? How they can make a living they live in these settlements? No. They need to go back to their original homes, surrounded with their farmlands. Okay, their home is burned, they can rebuild. There's help coming. Or they are willing to set up a tent with the security and then they resume their lives. Our people, Rohingya people, are very strong community. They have worked hard in their life. They have resolve, great resolve. They can resettle them, revive themselves. The community can revive themselves. So these settlements has to be no settlements, just rebuilding the house in their villages, sustaining that population. We have the population, we want the population, and we need to sustain the population. Now, ICRC, International Red Cross, and WFP World Food Program is providing help to many inside the Rakhine State. But it's not nearly enough. We need more international presence. That's why we applauded UNHCR and UNDP, so they can help people. The more international presence there, the better it will be. That's why we will always support that kind of MOUs. But there has to be actions. The action has to be quick. We cannot be in waiting game. I want to talk a little bit about accountability factor. Accountability. Fact-finding mission. UN fact-finding mission has spelled out everything. You have read their report, and this credible report, and these folks, the fact-finding mission, they're dignified diplomats, dignitaries. We cannot take them lightly. So now, at the international stage, we need to continue to work. Very important. We need to continue to work with United Nations Security Council, General Assembly, and Human Rights Council. These United Nations divisions, United Nations organizations are making a major thrust in calling for rights of Rohingya. Myanmar government will have to address. Crimes against humanity. We don't need to talk too much about it. It has been documented. There have been many reports from many sources, not just one source. All the picture fits, all the report fits. There's no question about that. Question is, who committed that? Who are the responsible people? Where did it start? Where the command came from? We don't want to jump into conclusion, so-and-so did that. There has to be investigation, international investigation, and hold the perpetrators responsible for the crimes. Let's give the process a chance. Let's not make too much conclusion out of it. The international community is very engaged with this. And we will give them a chance. International jurisprudence, they're experts. They know how to do this. So we will support them, and we want to find them the right answer. Of course, Rohingya people do not want to accuse those officials in Myanmar who are not responsible, who are not guilty. We don't want that. We want those who are guilty, who are responsible. That's what we are asking for, a simple thing. That has to be done. So let me conclude my talk with this. There's a vacuum. We have over 1.23 million Rohingya before this exodus. They left. There's a vacuum. There's a vacuum there. That vacuum must be filled. The people need to be there to fill the vacuum. We have to find mechanism, their protection, their basic rights, their citizenship, their safety, and all this a strategic approach we have to follow for them, for stability and safety, safeguards of the population. Without the population, what are we going to do? If there's not Rohingya, not enough Rohingya, who are we fighting for? We need our people in our own homeland, Rohingya. That's our ultimate goal. And then we'll continue to fight. Along with repatriation, there are issues that have to be addressed. Citizenship issue, security issue, safe zone issue, and their socio-economic infrastructure, and their citizenship, most importantly their citizenship. Again, we need our people in our homeland. Otherwise, who will be there? That we'll have to fight for. Thank you very much. It's great to be all of you with you again, and hope to see you again and at my next event. And I got to run to airport, and if there's any time, 1 or 2 questions, I will be very happy to address.